richly and bless you both. Sir, you may kiss your bride. Ladies and gentlemen, we all proudly present to you Mr. and Mrs. Carl.
How does a man know what a beautiful woman is? Is it the ladies at the Mercy Mission, Cheryl Brown, and the people that told me God loved me before he knew me? Is it Ann Carpenter, opened her house and her heart to me all my life? Maybe it was Miss Fowler, Mary Jane. Every time I showed up, she showed up. She did whatever I needed anytime I needed it. Perhaps it was June Gladfellow, 8 kids of her own. Saturday morning, that meant 2 more pancakes and another piece of meat. We're all getting in a van, we're all going to church. I'm not sure exactly when I recognized a beautiful woman, but I've been around a lot of them. My aunts, my mother, my sisters. Betty Richardson. I see a lot in Beret that I see in you all. And I want to thank you for that example, because I wouldn't have known. And then I want to thank 2 gentlemen over here, Mr. Wayne Nichols, that took 2 words out of my vocabulary that helped me ask her. He took I can't out of my vocabulary when I was in the 9th grade. And replace it with you can. And then show me how to do it. And then there's also Mr. George Finley, who for 20 years lifted a neighborhood up on his own shoulders. And he told me anybody can be a character, but it takes a special person to show character. And I thank you for that, and I love you for that. And that's all I got.
You are compassionate, respectful, sweet, funny, strong, supportive, and non-judgmental. I'll never forget the first time you told me you loved me, the first time I saw you looking at me and told me how beautiful you thought I am, and it was real. You really do see me as beautiful, and I've never known how that felt. The idea that we are best friends forever next to you. And that we both know all of this is possible because God is awesome. He brought us together and he will keep us. While my journey has not been easy, and we've waited, as you say, for over 100 years to get here, every moment I have had with you has been worth the wait. I love you now and forever, and I will work hard to be the wife you deserve and that God wants me to be for all of our days. I love you.
We went in such opposite directions, but we always had home. And I've lived all over, and I've met a lot of really great people. Had a lot of good friends, but I've never met a woman like Beret. I've never had a friend like Beret. And it was great to always come home to this person. Now I can't read it, now I might need to read it. I do need my glasses. Yeah, you guys, I'm sorry. Okay, now I remember what I was going to say. The proof of how amazing she's been is that, you know, I've been away from home, I've been away, and she gave me this great gift. And she gave me the gift of being the aunt to her daughters, Kisa and Hannah, and her family, Jabril and Abe, and now their family, Jace and Kyla and Briley. And that's a gift that there's, again, no words for. So every time I hear Aunt Sue, those kids, it breaks my heart. And it's a great gift. I don't really exactly remember when I met Carl, but I remember when I noticed him with this big afro and this great smile. And then after that, after Coach Nick he disputes this fact, that he kind of saved a few misfits, Cammie, Beret, and I, and actually made us part of the team. And some parents didn't like that. We were football managers. But Carl's dad liked it. And Carl's dad came with the same smile that Carl had, same smile Tanisha has. And he would touch base with us every day, didn't he? And he would say how you girls doing? Doing a good job. Appreciate it? We're like, okay, we're part of the team now. So, to your dad, I love them a lot. It meant a lot to us, I think. All of us, I know. So, separately, you guys have been amazing parents. And I think, and grandparents, but I think that's really what makes great partners, that commitment. You're loyal no matter what. There's going to be good times, there's going to be bad. The good times, hold on tight. Bad times, hold on tighter. And so my toast to you tonight is not to the past, but it's to the future, honey.
Loved his dad, had a special relationship with him. Always called me Carpenter. I don't think he knew my first name. But we loved him. Do anything for this guy. So happy to hear him bear. Love God.
I love him, now I love Beret. She is so sweet. And I wouldn't ask for a better sister-in-law. Cheers.
You know, Beret and I'm Beret's brother, Gene. We are two of 8 children in a family. And in our family, it was kind of a tradition. I'm not sure why, because the 8 of us were born over a period of maybe 10 or 12 years. There was not very much years between us, but there was kind of a separation enough that we were thought of. There were the 5 big kids, and then the 3 babies. And I was one of the big kids. I'm the second oldest. Beret was the oldest of the 3 babies. So, and while I adored all my brothers and sisters and always enjoyed their company and of course loved them the way you would love any brothers, the way all brothers and sisters love each other, I was very fond of the 3 babies and doing stuff with them and all that kind of stuff. But I didn't get to do a lot of fun things, and we didn't, with all my brothers, we got into a lot of mischief and fights and everything. And Cinder was part of the big kids too. We were kind of protective of her. But after I left school, after I left home and went to school, I wasn't, we didn't have a lot of contact through those years. And when I got into dental school, I needed patience to volunteer. And I always turned to my family for that kind of thing. And Beret was in need of some filling some things, so I coaxed her into coming up to the dental school and being my patient, and was and she was a teenager at this point, and I found her to have grown into a beautiful young woman, one whom I was really proud to introduce to my instructors and my classmates and things. And I think that became maybe the starting point of us sharing a career together, because after I got out of school and the Navy asked Beret to come and work with me when I started practicing some 32 years ago here in Bloomington. And so for 32 years, she and I have shared a mission of providing dental care for our patients, and of course I appreciate that from her. And I go to weddings. Most of the weddings that we go to in our family are young people, and I always think of it in terms of, I always say something wrong. But this is what you get with me. So, at any rate, and I think of like when Keith said, Hannah got married, gee, they're going to have all these kids and it's going to be great. And we really think about marriage as being, or I have always thought of those terms quite a bit. But as I've gotten older, I've really come to appreciate marriage in a different way. And I think of this a lot for Carl and Beret, that even though I watched on the Today Show last week where some 70-year-old couples in India were still having babies, but I don't actually see that as an important part of this in any circumstances, but at any rate, what I think of it in terms of marriages anyway is really that friendship and that, just like Judge Welch said in the vows he was giving them, having somebody there when you wake up and somebody there when you get home, and just being able to be with your best friend all the time. And I can tell you that as I watched Beret come down the aisle, that I had these waves of, strong emotion and goosebumps and almost tears and everything out of happiness for them. I met Carl a couple of years ago at Christmas Eve service up in the balcony there at the church where I always sneak in and sneak out and everything. It's where all of us 8 kids used to sit because we were so noisy and rowdy that our parents had to be able to hustle us out of the back door quietly. But anyway, so there was Carl and Beret. I met Carl that night, and I was tickled to meet him, and I've come to know him as one of the most genuine people that I know. He really is a person who is humble and giving and very strong, and he must have incredible patience too to have such a willful fiance in our life. If she ever needs a talking to, I don't know who said this. But at any rate, but I couldn't possibly, just one of the happiest days of my life. Carl, you've now made the list of the pallbearers for my funeral. There's about, all my sons and my brothers. And you're like number 12 now on that list, but you're there now. And I couldn't be happier at my newest brother and for my sister, Beret. And so cheers to Carl and Beret.
I think that being specific to this occasion, I want to say that I remember the times more with Beret and with Carl when Beret had one name that involved 3 girls, and it was Cammie, Sue, and Beret in that order, and it never changed. Cammie, Sue, and Beret, and for probably 3 or 4 years when they were the football managers, that's how I remember Beret and Carl through football. And Carl, want you to know that Wayne's job was to discipline you guys and make you men, and mine was to love you. I hope that we've done those jobs well, and I want to toast you as a couple, because a few years ago, Beret said at her father's birthday, she was very grateful for him having participated and helped in her daughter's weddings. And she got a little choked up when she toasted her father and said that she would never have a wedding. And so I think that makes this event more special in that Carl and Beret did have to wait for God to join them, and that we all get to celebrate in this as family and friends. So a toast to the couple.